Hello and welcome back to Spare Time Gardening with me, Simon, and in today's video it's all about one of the most exciting and rewarding fruits you can grow at home. Of course, it's strawberries. Now there's something incredibly satisfying about growing your own strawberries. Not only do they taste far better than shop-bought fruit, but they're also surprisingly easy to grow, even if you only have a small garden, a patio or just a few pots. Now today I've got something quite special to plant up. I've ordered what's called a full season collection of bare root strawberries, which means we should get strawberries ripening at slightly different times through the summer. So rather than one big harvest and then nothing, this collection should give us fruit over a longer period. Now inside this collection are three well-known varieties. Now the first one is strawberry Honeoye, strawberry Cambridge favourite, and last strawberry Pegasus. Now I've got 5 plants of each variety, so 15 plants in total. So in today's video, I'm going to unbox the collection, as you would imagine. I'm going to take a closer look at the plants just to make sure that they're in a nice, healthy order. And I'm going to talk a little bit about each variety as well. And then we get them potted up and we can start the growing process. So let's open up the box and have a look and see what we've got, shall we? So here we are, straight out of the box. Now, if you've never ordered bare root plants before, they can look a little bit underwhelming at first. They don't look like much, just a crown with some roots attached. So let's have a look in here, let's just get the bag out. But actually, this is a really efficient way to buy plants. Nurseries lift them while they're dormant and then send them out without any soil around the roots, which means that they travel well, they establish really quickly, and they're often much more affordable than buying fully grown plants. So what you need to do is sort of just have a look, just open this bag. Now, what you're looking for here is a healthy crown. So I'm just going to pick some of these out for you. Let's have a look. Here we go. So what you're looking for then, as I said, is a healthy crown, which is a central part of the plant here. As you can see, the greenery on top there, just there. And a good set of long, fibrous roots. And look at those. What a root system that is. Now once these are planted, they'll very quickly start producing new leaves and fresh growth. So let's separate these into the 3 varieties and we'll take a closer look. So the first variety in this collection, as you can see from the label there, is strawberry Honeoye. Now this is actually a really popular early season strawberry, which means it should be one of the first to start producing fruit. Now, Honeoye was originally developed in the United States, and it's known for being very vigorous, a heavy cropper, and producing large, bright red fruits. Now, the flavour of this, it tends to be that classic strawberry taste, nicely balanced between sweetness and maybe a little bit of acidity. And another reason that people like Honeoye is that it performs really well in cooler climates, which makes it a really good choice for gardens here in the UK. So hopefully these will be our first strawberries of the season. Now this next variety is strawberry Cambridge favourite. Now this is actually one of the most traditional British strawberry varieties. It's bred in Cambridge University many years ago, and it's been grown in the UK gardens for decades because it's incredibly reliable. Now Cambridge favourite is considered a mid-season strawberry, so it should start fruiting just after Honeoye. Now what gardeners love about this variety is it has exceptional flavour, its reliability, and the fact that it crops very heavily, that's a bonus. And the fruits are usually medium sized, very sweet and beautifully shaped. And they're brilliant for eating fresh straight off the plant, making jams, like I said, or just picking them when you just fancy a strawberry off the basket or the pot that you've got it in. So that one is strawberry Cambridge favourite. And the final variety in this collection is strawberry Pegasus. Now Pegasus is what's considered a late season strawberry, which means it should extend the harvest even further into summer. And this was bred in East Malling in Kent, which is famous for developing fruit varieties. Now Pegasus is known for producing some large attractive fruits. It has a sweet flavour and it's excellent at resistance from disease. Now one of its big advantages is that it tends to keep cropping after many of the other varieties are finished, which makes it perfect for that full season collection like this. So by planting all three varieties together, we should hopefully get strawberries from early summer right through into mid or even late summer. Now before planting bare root strawberries, there's one thing that I always like to do. Now I like to soak the roots in water. Now you can leave them for as long as you like, maybe, 15-20 minutes. So we're just going to pop the varieties in this bowl of water just to soak the roots. And then once they're soaking, what we'll do is we'll get some pots ready. So let's just pop these in there, make sure we know which is which. Just put those labels with them so I know which one's which. So as I said, before we get them in the ground, we're going to pop them on. So if you want to grow strawberries on a patio maybe, what you need to do is remember that to protect them from slugs, or simply if you want more control over the soil. Now I'm going to use a good quality multi-purpose compost. So I've got some pots down here, just some multi-purpose compost, and then what we'll do is really appreciate that soil. It's free draining and it still retains that moisture, and then we'll pop them on until they start growing a little bit more. Now when planting strawberries, the most important thing to remember is the crown position. Now this central crown, this bit just up here, you can see it now, needs to sit right at the soil surface. If you bury it too deep, then the plant can rot, and if it sits too high, then these real hydrated roots can dry out. So what I like to do is fill a pot. So I've filled it sort of halfway up, and then what we're going to do is just gently pop the roots in. I mean, these have got loads of roots on these, so these pots are probably too small, but we'll just grow them on a little while. Then once you've popped them in fact I don't even know if this is going to fit, but yeah, we can pop that in like that. And then what we'll do is just fill the soil around it, backfill it just so that crown sits above the soil level. And then as always, what you do then is just water it in. So let me just put some soil around this and then we'll water it in. So as you can see now, that's planted in, roots at the surface, giving it a good water so there's water dribbling out at the bottom. And then we'll do that with the rest of them and pop them on just for a few weeks, just for them to establish, and then we can put them in their final position, either pots, baskets, or even planters. We'll put them in their final position once they've been potted on. So now all these varieties have been planted. They're going to go somewhere bright and sunny, because strawberries absolutely love sunlight, and the more sun they get, the sweeter your fruit will be. So over the next few weeks we should start to see some new growth and eventually some flowers forming, which will obviously turn into strawberries. So we're just going to go somewhere in the greenhouse, just somewhere bright, just to develop a little bit more growth. So there we go, our full season strawberry collection planted up, or potted on at least. So we've got Honeoye for the early harvest, we've got Cambridge Favourite for that main season, and then we've got Pegasus to carry us into late summer. So hopefully this means we'll be picking strawberries here in the garden for a few weeks rather than just a few days. And of course, I'll keep you updated as they grow, flower, and eventually start producing fruit. And if you're growing strawberries this year as well, then let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what varieties you're growing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon here in the garden. Bye for now.